Oh,
Hey, Al.
hello. Hello.
Hello everybody. The Tom London Show is brought to you by Suzuki Rivonia, the home of happy customers. Hello. Wait, no man, let's get better music on because we're not. There we go, that's better. Hippa! Hippa! Down in Sedwana is Tonya Curry. Look at her smile. There's Alistair Jermison. What? Alistair Jermison, the only Jermison in Jameson. Something like that. There he is.
Just as long as it's a double, Tom.
That's right. And me, the chief instigator. Are you the chief troublemaker, Tom London? Not me, Your Honor. Butter wouldn't melt in my mouth.
Yeah, I.
Talk about rushing to get to studio on time.
Yes, what? Oh, hold on a moment. Let's just clear up the... because we're all over 50 on the show, when we get together and chat, we should just clear up our aches and pains conversation before we move on to the news of the day. We'll exempt Tonya from this. You and I will just talk about your ache and... so what aches and pains have you had today, Alistair?
Well, I had a young lady of about 4'4.5" walking up and down my spine.
Oh, really? Was she a spinal doctor? A 4-foot chiropractor.
No, she's a little bit taller than 4 foot. I think she's about 5'4".
All right.
It was incredible. She grabbed a thing that looked like a spatula of some sort.
Yeah.
And she rubbed it up and down my back, and I actually feel good.
All right. So
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Was she dressed in black with high heel boots?
Unfortunately not, Tonya.
No, man. She was. Stop it. We know. Stop it.
She was dressed in beige and she had trainers on.
She was a proper chiropractor.
A fully qualified chiropractor, yeah.
So I used to work with a guy at 702. I'm not going to mention his name. He used to tell everyone that he almost became a chiropractor. He just didn't do the last few months or something.
Okay.
And one day I had a bad neck, and I said, seeing as you were almost a chiropractor, can't you do some chiropractics on my neck? So he did some chiropractics on my neck in the studio there, and I couldn't walk for the next, I don't know, must have been a month. Thank you, Damon Calvari. Yeah.
It's all very well to go to unqualified friends of yours in the friend sphere.
Yeah, you should not trust a radio DJ or broadcaster when they say they can do medical things on you.
Yeah.
Unless it's for recreational purpose.
No,
Stop it, Daryl. Yes?
This was really needed because my back and my neck have been feeling like a kaleidoscope.
Wow, so you're sorted out. I think I'm doing okay. I went for a walk. I pushed myself. I freed Matthew the moth this morning. I let him go.
I saw that. That was
good thing he
cute.
landed in the grass and not in the pool.
Yes, and I was also. You see, the problem is there's a cat here, and there are a lot of lizards, and I was worried he was going to get eaten, or she. And so when she went to the, or she, I don't know, we went to the flower. And sat there, I thought, okay, my job here is done. I can leave.
But it's a binary moth. Come on, Tom, please.
But you know, the funny thing is, I went to, I was looking on my photographs, my photo roll on my iPhone, and where it says information on that particular photograph, you can press information, and then the AI takes over, and it actually told me what moth it was.
No.
Yeah, underneath the photograph on my phone, it actually.
Wow.
In fact, I'm going to minimize Tonya for a second, and I'm going to go to the photograph so you can actually see it yourself. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on screen. Hold on. What am I doing here? When I learn how to use my phone, of course. I mean, this will happen someday soon, I hope. Okay, hold on. Where's gee whiz, this is the wrong way around. Where's this? Oh yeah, there we go. No, that's it. I want a photo. That's video. Oh, no wonder. All right. No. Where's the noise coming from? Oh, it's
Because I've got Junior talking.
Oh, it's Alistair. I was wondering what the heck. Okay, so then I wanted to get the moth photograph, and I can't find the moth photograph. There we go. And then you press information, and then it's not doing it. All right, it's not doing it. I was going to show off. I was going to show off.
Build up.
After that, oh man. All right, let's go to the lines.
But okay, do you remember what the moth was called?
Yeah, it was a cream striped moth.
Okay.
A cream.
Right.
It's a two-eyed white striped moth.
It's a two-eyed white striped. No, cream striped, not white striped. It was a cream striped moth called Matthew. Anita number 1 says, hello, my dysfunctional family. Margaret Guider's on board. Shaman Ninaba says, good day to the talkative, talented trio. Glad to see you all. Was concerned where you were, Tom. Thought you might have flown away with Matthew. And you know his name was Matthew. I got quite attached to him. But I let him go before my primary relationship turned out to be a relationship with a moth called Matthew. Hanging around. I decided that's not for me. Not my primary relationship. How is Matthew? I think Matthew's all right. We'll just choose to believe that Matthew is very happy in the garden. Curtis Knight says, laugh out loud, the bald guy. That must be you, Alistair. Yeah, somebody thinks you're funny. The Daily Schmo says, was that Damon Kabari? They knew exactly who it was.
There you go.
Looking like a Timo Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, wow. Timo Stone Cold Steve. Who's that been writing comments?
Is this your 666 character on YouTube again?
You see, well, after the show the other day, the person was 666. When we ended the show, Tonya said, that was you, right? You were writing those comments. And it wasn't. How have I got time to write comments? I promise you it's not me. So my own team members here think that I am writing some of these things on the screen. Like looking like a Timu Stone Cold Steve Austin. They're saying you look like a Chinese rip-off of a Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's very...
I'm a little bit old to be Steve Austin, I promise.
Funny.
There's evidence of that.
Heather Nickelbine says, hi, dysfunctionals. Hello.
Nickelbine?
Una Guida says, is the cat there black? Not here. Wow, that's great. You took a walk.
My cat.
Yes.
Has taken.
You need Starlink because all we heard there was my cat.
Has taken up residence.
Okay, we'll get there because what we heard that time was has taken up residence. So now we've able to be put together. My cat has taken up residence.
Next door.
Yay! I mean, no! No! The cat should not go next door.
Hold on. I'm just phoning Elon Musk.
Yeah, please order her a Starlink, please.
Yeah, hello, Elon.
Elon,
Can we get a Starlink for Tonya, please? You'll send it with the next delivery.
Yeah, it's coming with the next delivery. There we go.
Thank you.
Hello,
Appreciate
Billy, says Anita. I almost cooked a moth like yours yesterday. It parked on the stove while I was cooking. There are a lot of moths around, eh? Well, you wouldn't know this, Tonya. In Joburg, it's like moth central at the moment. You look out the window, you just see moths everywhere. Moira LeVoux.
I'm not a fan of moths.
Why? Why do people have a problem with moths? They're totally inoffensive. They can't bite. They don't do anything wrong.
I think it's from Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, wow.
That's what I do. We had moths in the army up on the border.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
That we had to call it a nasty name because it used to spray out a spray of some sort, but it was toxic. If this stuff landed on you, you got blisters that boiled.
Yeah, but
up,
I'm sure that moth's name is a pith moth.
Yes, it is. That's it. That's the one.
It's a P-I. I'm sure it's P-I-T-H. Pith, unless it was a person with a lisp who told me what the name was. I don't know. I'm confused because that person also said Would you like a spoon? Well, would you like a spoon to spoon stir your coffee? Be careful of the piss moth.
Are you spooning with your new girlfriend?
How did you get from moth to coffee to new girlfriend and spooning so fast, Alistair? I think you are
Only Alistair.
deprived. Deprivation is a terrible thing.
That's what you call 65 degrees of separation.
Yeah, something like 65 degrees of separation. He's on fire today.
Give me a headache.
So what we said was before the show today, we were gonna do topics. Each person on the show today brings a news topic to the table, and we dissect and discuss it. I'm glad you washed your hair, Alistair. I meant Tom. You're looking so much. See, that's someone who saw my Matthew release video, and they realized that I actually had a bath and a shave, and I washed my hair. Thank you, Nikki Hart. I did it for you. It was for you that I washed my hair. Corin Bennett says, good day, my dysfunctional buds. Happy Wednesday, hump day. It's not Wednesday, is it?
No, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Well, now we know Corin belongs in the dysfunctional club. She's a day ahead of us. Welcome to the club, Corin. I thought it was Thursday.
Got a time machine.
Corin's got a time machine. Soraya Lara said it's not Wednesday. Everyone picked up on that. Wednesday, Corin? Did Billy eat Matthew? Where do you people get this stuff from? Didn't you watch
I asked that last night, didn't I?
Yeah, but why would the bird eat a moth? These birds eat baby marrows, and they eat carrots, and
jelly beans.
They eat jelly beans and marshmallows and M&Ms, but
blue M&Ms.
Only the blue ones because they're fussy.
Rockstar.
But this determines the fact that these birds have refined taste.
That's true. Billy, stop it.
They're not going to eat your common or garden moth.
No, they don't go for Smarties. They want the imported chocolate. They want the M&Ms. My birds grew up listening to classical. Do you know that these birds grew up listening to classical music? I thought I played classic FM into their cage their whole growing up time, like their first 18 months of their lives.
But that's cool.
They were raised on classical music, so
no wonder they're so dysfunctional.
They have exceptional like the classical composers of the time. Billy! They have exceptional musical taste. If a hit song is on the radio, they will sing along, and if it's not a hit song, they won't. They can pick hit songs, these birds, and if I want to calm them down, then I just play Chopin. I'm going to have to play Chopin. Claire de Lune.
Hey, stop all that guy with a list.
Exactly.
List.
Nothing serious has been discussed yet. All right, so can I bring my story to the table?
Go on then.
My story, and I'm going to just search for it now, is Valerie the Dachshund. Have you seen the story of Valerie the Dachshund?
Yes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to log into the TalkWalker system, and I'm going to measure how big Valerie the Dachshund is.
All right,
for you.
so if you type in, I'm going to go type in Valerie the Dachshund, right? If you type in Valerie, it comes up immediately, Valerie the Dachshund. Then there, Valerie, the miniature Dachshund, has been rescued after surviving for 520. So here's the story. The 8-pound pup is now decompressed after her epic adventure in the wilderness. There's the dog got lost on Kangaroo Island. We were just camping on Kangaroo Island with our dog Valerie, and then when all of a sardine, we tried to get her to come, but she wouldn't. We thought it's just been Dachshund behavior, but then she never came back. And she was gone for 529 days.
529 days.
The dog was gone 529 days. And apparently they tried to trap it. They tried to catch the thing. Eventually, Valerie showed up 529 days later. And
like 18 months.
What's that, Alistair?
But it's like 18 months.
Exactly. Now...
What does the dog eat for 18 months when it's out on its last?
I don't know. Tonya will have to tell us. She's good at these things.
Roadkill. Apparently. I know.
There's
right?
Valerie. Where's this damn dog
Again,
now?
I have a problem with the story. If he's eating roadkill on an island, how did cars get to the island?
Kangaroo Island, so it was probably kangaroo roadkill. Stop it, Sanson.
I think that I have a sneaky suspicion that Al's not buying this story.
I have a suspicion that Alistair is not buying the Valerie the Dachshund story.
And I have a sneaky suspicion that Alistair might be right.
I have a sneaky suspicion that you might be right about Alistair being right.
Could this be a leftover April Fool's joke or something?
So I looked at, I honestly, I looked at the story and I thought, what the heck is going on here? This Valerie the dog story. And the Australian media is loving it. They're lapping it up. They've got the dog, and owners are being interviewed. Everyone's talking about Valerie the dog. And I thought, surely someone's calling BS. Billy! Surely someone's calling BS on this. Surely someone's calling BS on this story. I mean, really? The dog looks fine. Look at it. Looks absolutely fine. 29 days, Valerie on Kangaroo Island eating roadkill off an island, as Alistair quite rightly points out.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Let's see what the system says.
I want to see what you have to say.
For nothing.
As you watch this video today, what do you say? Is the Valerie story true or is it untrue? Lisa says, Dachshund's rule. We're going to call Lisa just now, I think. Someone wrote a whole poem for Matthew, one of our viewers.
Well, that sounds cool.
Can I read it?
Yeah.
Was it Una, our little wordsmith?
Gail E. Mortensen wrote a whole poem. Inspired by Tom's moth saga, I penned Freedom as a tribute to Matthew. Are you ready?
Freedom!
Freedom! Die mot en die kers en daar en die as is die hart van die mot. Okay, sorry, stop messing around. See you, lange woman. Billy, stop, it's not your show. One day we'll do a parrot show, but not today. Man, that bird, he was quiet the whole day. He knows it's broadcast time. The green light went on. That was him. There once was a moth without a name who found temporary rest in the home of a gent of broadcasting acclaim. Spotted.
That's very good.
Hold on, I have to do something with the bird.
Big word.
Okay, hold on. The camera's on you, Alistair.
Hello.
Hello. So
good
apparently,
evening.
Al, Valerie the sausage dog.
Sorry?
Valerie the sausage dog.
Actually, Valerie is my mother's name. My late mother was called Valerie, and that's why this story is very offensive to me.
No.
Do you know how they caught Valerie?
How did they catch Valerie?
They used the owner's T-shirt and put some of the owner's scent on the T-shirt, so they had a smelly T-shirt.
I don't believe this.
I don't believe this story.
I don't believe it. Okay, hold on. Can I read the Matthew poem? Gail put so much effort into it.
Yeah.
I'm just got to pen through all of these. Alistair is right. About what? Inspired by Tom Smart's
Somebody
saga.
believe me.
Hold on. Here, here we go. There once was a moth without a name who found temporary resting in the home of a gent of broadcasting acclaim. Spotted plutzing on the interior wall, he sent the gent into somewhat flapping spin. Curiosity spurred the community on as mover-shaker moth fever spread. From no name to overnight sensation, Matthew, the moth of Weltevreden Park, is now, you got that, Charmaine, a celebrity household name. Today was rehoming day, with the gent releasing his fluttering friend to bask in the sunshine and gardenscape, flying to greater heights. Shine your light brightly, Matthew. You are Velty's #1 freedom flame of Wowzer fame.
Oh,
On Freedom Day.
That almost made me cry. That all my Springs accent slipped. That
was good,
almost
Gail.
made
Very,
me.
very good.
That
And all on Freedom Day
that
too.
was
Hey, is it Freedom Day today?
excellent.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh, she wrote it yesterday. That's right. Wow,
There you go.
I got that last verse there, and then I had to go
You
through
start to choke
I had to read through the choking up.
Oh,
I did.
precious.
That was lovely. Thank you, Gail. Let's see if anyone believes. Valerie's story is not true. That dog is too wide awake for being away for 529 days, says Heather Nickelbine. See, I'm not the only one. Typical Australians trying to think we're stupid to believe that dog story, says Charmaine Ninaba. Anita says he peed on the shirts. Valerie is a Sheila that lived off the delicacies of Joey's over her trip away. Give it the benefit of the doubt, says Margaret Guider.
Okay.
Lorinda Young puts it eloquently. Crap story. Sorry, guys. Crap story. I don't know whether she meant I brought up a rubbish story that just wasn't worthwhile, or it's Barbara says, hi all. My little Jack Russell is running around barking and looking for Billy the noisy bird. We'll know he'll give Billy a big kiss. Karen Bennett says, definitely not true. The Duxie would have pined to death with no human contact. Billy knows it's PS, says Helen. It will be the top story in the U magazine next month, says Gillian. None of these stories are true. Oh, man. It's true, says Gwen Sanders. That dog, and then Charmaine says that dog would never, capital letters, never have lasted that long. It's a lot of balderdash Australian BS, Dachshunds rule. So I think our people have pronounced the Australian story to be untrue. All right, what's yours?
Busted it.
That's it. What's your story, Alistair?
Well, it's a hard sore story for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Basically, the English Football League has come to an end a little bit prematurely. They've got 4 games to go.
Yes.
And Liverpool yesterday were crowned champions of the season,
Oh,
which
wow.
doesn't help me because I'm an Arsenal fan and I've never liked the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool, or Manchester City. You just don't talk about those teams in my household.
Yeah, I see that. I went on to Google and then I wrote Liverpool, and then it actually, Google, if you're not a Liverpool supporter, they rub in salt in the wounds. They actually put fireworks across the screen, like animations. little animations just to rub it in.
And fireworks going off and all that. Apparently the victory parade will be held in Liverpool on Monday next week.
Makes sense. I'm not sure if it would work if they held it in Manchester.
Yeah. That would be just rubbing salt in the wounds even more.
That's true. So what they play?
I'm gonna add some salt to your wound there, Alistair.
Here we go.
Between the three stories, so Tom, your story got 2,600 hits across the world.
What? No nonsense, man.
Yep.
It's got 2.6 million hits, maybe, not 2,000.
It's got 109,000 people talking.
My story.
Only, yeah.
Okay.
Alistair.
Yeah, Alistair's story, how many people?
365,000 mentions and 7.4 million people talking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, Al, if you were unhappy before, the whole world's laughing
It's
at
even
you,
worse
mate.
now.
Sure.
Sorry.
Okay. And what's your story of the day, Tonya?
My story is smaller than Al's, but bigger than yours. Mine is the blackouts in Portugal and Spain.
Hey, did you see that?
Yeah.
Jeez.
All of a sudden.
Yes,
Yes, like they've just bought that golden Portuguese visa and relocated and banged, like Eskom has arrived in Europe.
There you go. And 8 hours solid. So they had like stage 6, man.
It sounds to
At
me.
least Eskom have achieved one thing. They're now exporting load shedding.
Who? South Africa? Is that one of our Eskom products?
The byproduct of Eskom is exporting
Oh,
load shedding.
man. It looks to me
that's
like it's a
funny.
serious, not just like one little. Like, well, you see, we've become experts in load shedding in South Africa. We've got our different stages and our apps, and we set up for it.
Phase
Yeah,
and
we
apps
like
and
they say, hey, we're going to
systems.
cut the power for a day next week. That's all right. We'll use our gas and our solar.
On that score, if your power goes off unexpectedly, it's not a load shedding schedule. We're in a situation now where power is back for us on a permanent basis almost.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. If your power goes out, how many South Africans don't go, oh, it's load shedding? Okay.
Yeah, I think most people do unless you're on a community group and then everyone says, did you hear that the substation on the corner of Jan Piepenaar and the Vet Street blew up? Yeah, anybody on the scene? No,
Or
typical.
If your power in the kitchen goes out by you tripping it because you stuck your hair curlers in at the wrong place.
Yeah, well, that could be another thing. We went without power here for 2 days, waiting for the city power people to come, and when we then realized it was just a breaker that was down. and an electrician came out. An electrician came out for like $2,000 or something and pushed the switch back up. And everyone went, oh no! Oh, what chops we are!
But this is my point. If everybody is so accustomed to it being load shedding,
that's
when
the
a
first thing you
breaker
think.
goes out, you think, oh, it's Eskom, sorry.
That's right. I bet people who are watching have got some stories about how they thought it was load shedding. It was just a circuit breaker or something. I bet you. It's not just us. So, yeah, this was a big story. The Portugal and Spanish power outages, and I think it spread to neighboring countries as well. It's massive. That looks like it looked like the grid almost collapsed in those countries, like proper.
It did. Yeah. It did.
Proper.
There were a lot of conspiracy theories, but it turned out it was a grid collapse.
You see, I got a theory. I mean, I know our government's up to paw in this country, but the problems we face, the ones we see, like load shedding and potholes, there are many other parts of the world where I have friends living and they go, you won't believe the size of the potholes here in Lancaster or something like that.
That's true. It's true.
So, you know, these kind of issues we face, like the healthcare systems, how do we put a proper healthcare system together? How do we maintain our roads? And these are they look like global problems, unless it only happens in countries where the governments just, maybe Monaco and Switzerland don't have potholes, eh? Denmark,
Listen to this story. Charmaine Nienaber says, what do you guys think about all the places in our country totally flooded by the Vaal Dam sluices? How's that story?
But this hasn't been in I see it. Forget about the blackout. Going to give you my story. What do you guys think about the places in the country totally flooded by the Vaal Dam sluices, drowning everyone, water over the roofs of people's homes? But I haven't seen anything. Have you?
I have.
Have you? What have you seen?
There was an article on I think it was ENCA this morning where this woman was being interviewed by a reporter saying, why do you build in this area? It's in a floodplain area. And the woman says, but this is 100-year flood line.
That's the 100-year flood line, yeah.
It's not likely to flood in this place in 100 years. Plus, the municipality had given us permission to build there, and. So this is just abnormal. This is absolutely abnormal.
Yeah, Debbie Duplessis says there are 10 sluice gates open in the Vaal, and obviously they've been opening more and more. I've been watching the story with some interest because I'm always interested in water levels, because people always freak out when the Vaal Dam is low, but all the water's been stored in the Sterkfontein Dam. But we watched the Vaal Dam fill and get fuller and fuller and fuller and fuller, and then the sluice gates opened, and I saw warnings going out. I don't know which department it was that gave warnings to low-lying areas downstream of the Vaal Dam, but I'm not sure which areas they are. So Charmaine says, Tom, it's Orkney, Klerksdorp, really Klerksdorp, as far away as Klerksdorp.
Wow.
Viljoenskroon and plenty of other places are totally flooded. You see, this is the problem with Easter holidays. The doctors all go away, and dentists, so you can't get treatment, and then the journalists also go on holiday. So you don't
even know this stuff happens.
You don't even know this is happening.
It's true.
I am
It's
shocked.
true.
I knew that the water was being released, and I knew that they'd been warned, but I did not know there were houses underwater.
It's been crazy,
to
Tom. There's been a lot of blame placed at the minister's feet because they should have been opened a long time earlier, and
really?
and yeah.
Well, obviously, you see, I haven't been on a news site today, unless it's starting to break today. Let's just take a
No,
look
it's
and
been
see.
breaking for a couple of days.
Yeah, but let me just have I been an ostrich with my head in the sand here? So if I go to Times Live, right, and I take a look and see what the lead stories are, because you would guess this should be a big story.
Yeah.
If people's homes are being flooded, then this should be a massive, massive story.
Yeah, it is. It's huge.
And the main
Sowetan
story
Live,
is
Times Live,
is it?
Citizen,
Barbara
ENCA,
Creasy.
SABC.
Easter Road crashes, elderly couple injured, Jocelyn Smith missing, Rachel Khaleesi. I'm 7 stories in here. I'm 10 stories down, and it's not here.
What site are you on, though?
Times Live.
Times Live carried it 2 days ago, but Sowetan Live's carried it 9 hours ago. Business people in Orkney count the costs of the Val Dam flood damage. Citizen a couple of hours ago, residents refused evacuation orders despite rising flood dangers. 5 hours ago, an ENCA Val flooding parts of the N12 freeway are now underwater.
What?
Yeah,
Sure.
it's hectic.
I'm going to Sowetan Live
Well,
now.
if Orkney and Clarksdorp are underwater or almost underwater, what on earth has happened to Paris?
This all comes as a... Okay, so there it is on the front page of Sowetan Live. Business people in Orkney count the costs after Val Dam flood damage. You're right. Okay, but it's 6 stories down on in the Sowetan. And let's go to News 24. They're one of the bigger... Would you say they're the biggest? But them, IOL?
Yeah. IOL, SABC, News 24.
So News 24, Explorer,
NCA.
Unmasked, JSC, Evidence Leader, 4 bodies found in Centurion, Easter Road deaths, Action SA. Do you have what it takes to be the next young Mandela? Analysis, EMP. Yeah, I'm not finding it here. Wow. It's funny because when the mountain catches fire on Cape Town, the media are pretty good at putting those stories up there.
Yeah.
But I'm being serious. I'm aware of that story. I
It's
know that there are fires in
true.
Cape Town. How come
It's
I'm not
very
seeing
true.
this? This should be story number 1 or 2 on our news feeds. When we open up our news feeds, we should be seeing
It
this.
should be. It should be. In fact, it's it's a couple of days ago. They sort of carried it a couple of days ago. Like it's the aftermath now. Really.
All right, so Henops River burst its banks in Koppies, Free State. The farms are underwater, says Nikki Hart. Parys and Viljoenskroon are also flooded, says Charmaine Ninaber. Go look at your reels on Facebook, says Megan. I would do that. Go to The Citizen, it will show there, says Debbie. It's crazy watching the Val story. Big hugs to all there, says Lorinda Young.
Shame.
My goodness. Orkney,
Hectic.
Clarksdorp, Viljoenskroon, Parys. I was watching a Dust Bugs travel video where they went to Parys just yesterday because I love Parys. Oh, it's a couple that drive around the country. They call themselves the Dust Bugs on YouTube, and they drive around to small towns. And I was watching their Parys video because I wanted to live in Parys.
Okay.
In fact,
all right.
when I came back from Stellenbosch, I thought I don't want to live in Joburg. It's too busy. I'll live in Parys, and then it's only an hour to drive into work.
Yeah.
My girlfriend at the time, I took her to Parys to see the house that I'd rented. Really nice little 3-bedroom house opposite the church. And she asked where the Woolworths and the Virgin Active were. And of course, there wasn't a Woolworths and there wasn't a Virgin Active. And so we went to live in Midrand instead.
Just one.
That's the Midrand crowd up north there. So yeah, but I was looking at the little Dust Bugs video, and there's a big shopping center there now, which wasn't there 10 years ago or so. So maybe there is a Woolworths and a gym there now. I don't know. But I always liked Parys. Cute little town. Loved it.
No, it's a nice little one-horse town, and they shot the horse about 40 years ago.
Now you've been nasty about my retirement village. Right. You know what? There's only one thing to do when the madness strikes, and that's to add more madness.
Okay.
Don't you think?
What we doing? Yeah, what we doing?
I think
I'm not feeling really good, Tom.
you're not feeling good? There we go. That should sort you out.
In fact,
There
me
we go.
too.
You don't feel good?
No,
There we go.
much better.
That sorts you
Much
out.
better.
That sorts you
Yeah,
out.
heaps better.
I'm just going to call someone.
Who you calling?
Just random.
I'm calling Lisa Frank.
Just random. Just call her.
No, Lisa, I would never just call someone randomly. They'd have to know that I'm going to be calling them at some point. I told her I'd call her at 20 past, which was 16 minutes ago.
You're getting better.
I'm getting better. And ladies and gentlemen, for the second time on the Tom London Show, she is live, Lisa Frank. Yay!
Yay!
The crowd goes wild. How's it, Lisa?
Hello, dysfunctional family.
Hello.
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 Hello, Tom, Alistair, Tonya. How you doing?
Hello,
Good,
guys.
good.
Good, and you?
Good to see you. You see, I got the red lips on.
I see you got the red lips. You're rocking the
Amazing.
glasses. You got it's all looking. You're looking really good.
Yep.
Daryl, the drummer, is drumming furiously
He's excited.
for you.
Daryl, calm down, Daryl.
Come on, Daryl.
Daryl.
So how's it?
Daryl heard Lisa was coming and he got all excited.
That's right.
Drum roll.
So what?
How's everybody?
Yeah, we're good. We wanted to check in on you because I think you were one of the first people we have ever put on the show. And we did say we'll keep bringing people back. We won't leave you alone for too long. So here we go. This is your routine check-in to find out what's going on in the life of Lisa Frank.
Well, I just was kind of enthralled about the moth. You know, I've had I don't know how many moths on my patio, but I know you don't touch them. They lay their eggs, and when you touch them, they get all frantic and go crazy. And
They do tend to flap around when you touch them. You know what happened with Matthew, and I noticed after I let Matthew go, that where Matthew was sitting in the bathroom above my bath, there's a little orange circle. Now, I don't know,
There you go.
are those eggs, or did Matthew
Those are
vomit, or
eggs.
did he maybe made an orange poo? Because you just assume it's eggs, but maybe it could be eggs, vomit, or poo. One of the three is my guess. And I reckon Matthew pooed on my ceiling.
I'm going to Google what moth eggs look like.
Thank you very much.
I do.
What do they look like?
Well, it's like a beige kind of fluffy kind of.
No,
weird-
no, this is orange. This is an orange circle.
I don't know. Well, maybe you just had too much orange lipstick on the other night.
It wasn't.
I don't know.
I've never pressed my lips against the ceiling before. Well, once, but that was in Spain when the power was out.
So,
You
you have no
That's
idea.
funny.
What's that, Lisa?
You have no idea what happened to Mossy.
Look, he's been or she has been the bane of my life for 4 or 5 days because I wake up and the first thing I do is go look for Matthew. And I find Matthew sometimes in the same spot Matthew was in yesterday. Sometimes Matthew's moved to another room. And I'm like, oh man, I'm babysitting a moth here every day. I'm walking around keeping doors and windows open. And I thought today is relocation day, whether Matthew likes it or not. Moths are not supposed to, they naturally don't live in houses. They generally don't grow up in abodes. They live outside. So I thought it's not a bad thing to put Matthew outside. I was just worried that he could get eaten or something by the other animals in the garden. Yeah, because we got... Yeah?
Are your birds free at home or are they in the cage?
They're half and half.
So I think you were more worried that one of them was going to eat Matthew. And Matthew's quite fine.
That's what I said.
Why are you
Willie.
all obsessed with my birds eating? My parrots do not
Billy
eat.
on the show. So Billy's got more words than all of us put together, really.
Well, sometimes he's more eloquent than I am. But
The Great Matthew Massacre.
no, where do you people get this from? That if you let the parrot out of the cage, it will instantly go straight for the moth. My parrot.
Parrots eat insects, don't they?
I've never seen a parrot eat an insect.
Okay, question. Tom, why was it worrying you? The moth's not going to hurt you. If she
Bec-
chose, he
because
chose.
what
How
it-
did you know it? How did you know it was a boy who was laying eggs?
I didn't. Of course it. That's why I think it's vomits. I don't think it's eggs. I think Matthew was a boy moth, and I think he came and puked on my bathroom ceiling. And that's when I decided, time for the moth to go, because I can't have the moth going round and round making orange.
Thank you very much.
Little orange balls on my ceiling. When I started showing Matthew to the public, I already realized that my cornices need dusting. I was ashamed. I looked at it, I thought, you made a video and all you proved was that you need to take a feather duster to your cornices. And so it was freaking me out that there's webs and things, and now an orange spot that's caused definitely by Matthew, because it was where Matthew was for 2 days. And so I thought Matthew has to go, because I don't think those are eggs. I think that's moth vomit, and he has to go.
I
Let's
have
go
the
back to
perfect
Valerie.
solution for you.
Back to Valerie. Hold on, yeah, Lisa.
592 or something days.
Yes. Do you believe it?
Well, listen, I've had Dachshunds my whole life. They're vivacious. They don't give a crying continental, and they survive no matter what. So
See,
I'm a little bit in the middle.
I'm with you, because I had a miniature dachshund she lived till 11. And those dogs they really are tough animals. They're mean-spirited. They're nasty as hell. They make friends with one person only and worm their way into that person's heart. And they really are just little terrorists that you'd expect to be able to survive. But you think, I remember watching a documentary about 2 South African guys that went to work on a farm in Australia, in the outback. And they were driving down the drag and their bucky packed up, or their ute packed up. And they thought, Billy, not a problem, it's only 6 Ks back to the farm. They only made it 3 kilometers before they dehydrated and died. That's like the harshest place in the world is Australia. And so you'd expect the dog to have a few tears or cuts on it or something, but the dog it looks too fine for me. That's the problem I've got with Valerie.
I just don't know. These
We
days, you don't have
adopted
to
some
say,
people.
Sorry, Tonya.
AI.
I think it's AI.
Maybe.
I once interviewed some people. They moved from Benoni to Roodepoort, and then the dog went home. The dog disappeared in Roodepoort, and then like a month later, the people that bought the house from them said, your dog has just rocked up at the front gate. So
I believe
it seemed to have managed to find its way back from Roodepoort to Benoni. And there are
Good heavens.
There are
That's
stories
crap.
like that where dogs have walked across the country and found their owners again. I don't know. I don't know how that happens. Like, how does a dog walk all the way across America and find its owners again? Really?
I don't know.
Billy! And the dachshund, 529 days. Really? Not a
I don't
scratch on
know.
it. We're just the cynicals here. We're the cynical.
Well, I mean, like 529 days, would you still be looking for the Dachshunds? I mean, come on.
I don't know.
Let's be
All I
honest.
know is that the smallest story of the week, according to Tonya, is the one that we're talking about the most. Like, that's all I know.
How about some,
Sorry, my Tommy.
how about some Easter tales? How was everybody's Easter hunt?
Well, I went. Can I get the bird out the cage? Okay, Tonya, you're on screen.
Hello, my darling. How was your Easter? Tell me.
Mine.
Yeah.
Well, between Pesach and Matzah and Easter, I looked for the Jewish flattened bread, and then I also looked for the eggs, and I had both. Most of all, I think it was a time for families to reconnect, for people to chill out. Lots of less traffic in Josie, which was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lots of water,
I
lots of
love
rain.
Johannesburg in the big
The
big
Varleys
holiday.
all went down to Sodwana Bay.
Yeah, they did. They really did. And they took all our electricity. But it's fine.
we had-
They're gone now.
We've had 5 burst pipes in the road over Easter.
Wow.
and all of us bring Easter eggs and tea and coffee to the Joburg water. I salute them, by the way. This is an up for Joburg water.
wow.
Hey, drum roll for Joburg Water.
Nice.
What
nice,
would we
nice.
drink without them?
Thank you very much.
Water looking like clay. That's what we drink.
That's true. So I don't know. My Easter was just I spent a lot of time lying in bed and watching TV.
What
Nothing.
did you watch?
I watched a lot of true crime stuff. First 48 hours. The mystery of this one and the mystery of that one.
The same stuff.
I watched
every day.
I watched a bit of. I tried to watch the program that Tonya recommended to me. Adolescence. I got to the.
Guys, he watched and
Yeah, I got the first episode or whatever out the way, and I thought I just can't do this. Can't do this series.
can you guys believe that? I thought it was insane.
I can.
I didn't watch.
Yeah, and then I watched.
didn't watch it?
I watched season 3 of The Lincoln Lawyer, which was nice and easy to watch. And I watched a lot of documentaries in between that. So I mean, I could tell you about self-driving lawnmowers and things that I discovered on YouTube over Easter weekend. I think that's probably mainly what came out of it was a whole lot of rabbit hole YouTube viewing. See, this bird keeps
So you're
trying
going to do a DIY show next?
No, I'm pathetic at DIY. You don't want to see me do DIY.
I'm actually quite good for a second.
Are you? I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm not very good at DIY. I have to force myself and I have to concentrate. It's that whole measure twice, cut once thing. My brain's made to measure once, cut twice. That's my brain. My brain's meant to do the thing over.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Billy, how you doing there, bud?
Hi, Billy.
Yeah, so he's biting my headphone cable. These
I
headphones.
saw that.
These headphones are 25 years old. Would you believe that?
No.
They,
Not for long.
these headphones, they bought us when I started at 702. I think 702 were the last people to buy their broadcasters' headphones, and they bought all of us a pair of headphones in about 2000 or so. And these were the Sonys that we were bought back at. Thank you, 702, for my headphones. 20 years later, still going
that's
strong. Good product.
That's good. Just
Yeah.
don't let Billy near them.
Yeah. All right, let's see what people have got to say in the comment section.
Sure.
We're almost finished, and we've just been nattering today. Lincoln Lawyer is good, says Charmaine. Helen Mitvach says, I love those crime stories. There's one called Night Stories, where the guy comes on and he goes, hello, my lovelies. I know a lot of you use this to go to sleep at night, but before you do, put where you're listening from in the comments section. And I'm always like, it's Tom from Belter Freedom Park. It's me. And then he goes, I don't know if you know, it's called, Night Stories. And he goes, it was 1988 when Lucy McGinley was walking down Crackley Street when all of a sardine, rat-a-tat, she got strangled. And that's and the bird is attacking me. Go away.
Billy.
Give us some M&M, Tom.
Horrible creature. Parrots they've got two personalities. They're evil and good. Those are the.
So does he ever give a shout out to you, the guy who does the scary true story?
No.
Does he ever say, hi, Tom from Belfast Park?
He always starts with the same thing.
Oh, it's boring.
Hello, my lovelies. I know you use this series to fall asleep at night. But before you do, pop where you're viewing from in the comment section. It was 1992 when Timothy McGorkin drove his car into the wrong cul-de-sac.
Drum roll, Daryl.
That's how I go to sleep at night. Guaranteed. I don't need no sleeping tablets, nothing. Just Mr. Night Scared. Mr. Night Scared. That's his name, Mr. Night Scared.
That is so funny.
Him I follow. And then I also love these aviation crash investigation things. They're very technical, but the guy who's surprisingly good at it is a well, I don't know if he's a guy or a girl because he's trans. And he wears a dress and he does accident investigations, and he's actually better than most people in the field. So I follow him now as well, an Irish trans accident investigator. Hello, me lovelies. Another plane has crashed. Let's take a look and see what happened. Yes, Lisa, I know you wanted to say something.
I watched a movie on Netflix. It's quite old. It's called Don't Look Up. Leonardo DiCaprio, Meryl Streep, Kate Blanchett. What a movie.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen that. Nice movie.
Kind of makes you think, just when you think the world's ending, suddenly dinner with a family without social media is important. That kind of stuck by me.
Yeah.
Suddenly
Yeah,
the world's
same.
ending, everybody you run and say, oh, I love you. I'm sorry.
It's true.
Great movie. Have you watched it, Tom?
Yeah, but I can't remember it. I watch movies and then after a month I don't remember them anymore.
And the two popes?
Oh, the two popes I remember. That was very, very
I
good.
didn't watch
I
that.
enjoyed it. And that wasn't a movie I'd naturally gravitate to, and I think it was a long movie as well. But
very long.
but it had great actors in it, and I thought, let me give it a try. And I enjoyed the two popes. I did enjoy that.
Anthony Hopkins and
Yes.
Sir Johnson Price.
That's right. Great movie.
Mom loves Anthony Hopkins.
You must tell your
Well,
mom
we're about to have another conclave, by the way.
another what?
Conclave.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna vote in the new pope.
It's white versus black smoke.
I saw a meme the other day. I hope I don't get into trouble for saying this, but it said the Vatican City getting gender reveal wrong for centuries. That's just a play on the smoke. Anyway.
Well,
I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah.
Alistair, did you make the hoodies about the dysfunctional lot?
No, I don't. You see, let me just explain how you kind of explained it all to yourself in your question. You said, listen, did you make the hoodies in your
Alistair. Alistair.
in your dysfunctional? You see, you pointed to the word dysfunctional, which would indicate that no one has. We haven't got. Actually, hold on. Alistair's I know what he's going to do. I know he's going to jump in because he actually did do. He went and found suppliers and all sorts of things. Sorry, Alistair.
Quotations that we got, and the cheapest quote was about 30,000 rand.
Yeah, that was the problem.
To get the
Stop it, Sanson. You don't know that company. They're very good.
No. To get 50 hoodies and 50 T-shirts printed.
Yeah, we were battling with the 30 grand thing.
30,000
Costing, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, man.
That's what I said. No, man, you can't. I said no. I said exactly the same thing. I said no, man. Thank you very much.
I will talk in private about it.
Yeah, so sadly we're not there.
Help us.
We're not there
Help
yet.
us.
Be in touch.
Charmaine
Hit me
says, my husband loves those aircraft investigations. Gillian says that guy doesn't know where Veltervreden Park is. Of course not. I would love to get Miley Cyrus to visit. I'm back on Miley Cyrus again with her new album and stuff. She's looking delightful. And how do we get her to come to Veltervreden Park, man?
You don't.
Please.
Really? Do you think it's impossible to get Miley Cyrus to come to Veltervreden Park?
To Veltervreden.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe Sabi, maybe the
Do you
V&A.
think, what do you think the chances are of getting Miley Cyrus to come and visit me and do an interview here in Veltervreden Park? Zero. Alistair, what do you think the
I know you, so I'm not going to say 0.
Oh, is it? Oh.
I'm going to say 0.005%.
Drum roll, Daryl.
What do you think the chances are of me getting Miley Cyrus to do an interview in Veltervreden Park, Alistair?
About 2% below Tonya.
Wow.
So actually, I have more faith in you than your colleagues.
You have more faith in me than my so-called
I said
friends and colleagues. You said 0. So the consensus is that I couldn't. Basically, you're telling me that the chances of Miley Cyrus going shopping with me at Palm Court Super Spa for some milk tart or something. You reckon those close to zero? You reckon? Eh?
It's worse than a wrecking ball, baby.
Oh, now you see, I'm going to take this clip and I'm going to send it to Miley Cyrus's manager. That's what I'm going to do. This very clip that you ye of little faith. And I'm going to explain to Miley Cyrus's manager how important it is for Miley to come and visit Velterfreden. I have to think, I'm going to have to go to Grok and say, dear Grok, please can you help me motivate an email to Miley Cyrus's manager motivating her to come to visit Velterfreden, the big, the city of Velterfreden Park. That Grok's going to turn around and say, this is the first time that I have been stumped.
Thank you very much.
I swear. All right, so Miley, if you land up getting this, please will you prove the non-believers wrong? I'll throw in a trip to Sabi Sabi or Mala Mala or Londolozi. I can dream. That's my dream interview. That's no, it is. It's my dream. It's my dream interview.
Oh, come on.
It is. It's
There must be better ones.
okay. Who would you want me to interview?
I mean,
But don't you remember the story about the chick, your ex-girlfriend, you got off the plane running the kitchen, wanted to murder you for putting you on the plane?
Oh yeah, I
Forget
had my
about
girlfriend screaming that she had the free hall pass. I know he wasn't happy with me. No, but I've interviewed a lot of people, and I've interviewed some really big names, and I'm still like to interview some people. Top of my list is Miley Cyrus. She's
So
top.
what's your top 5 song? Your top 5.
Miley Cyrus. My top 5: Miley Cyrus, Britney Spears.
or who else is hot?
Angelina Jolie, Michelle Pfeiffer, and one more.
What about a bloke?
Okay. Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner. I would interview Caitlyn Jenner.
Bloke. Did you hear that?
Oh man! I see. I get it wrong all the time. She's on top of my list. I would love to interview Miley Cyrus.
So how long have we got left? Are we live? Hashtag.
But the last time you asked me that question, you know what I said. I said we weren't live.
Tonya and I won't forget.
Alistair, should I tell the truth or should I lie?
Man, I know we're live.
Okay.
From up next or six.
All right, we're live. Okay, let's clean up the comments before we say goodbye today. No electricity when Miley Cyrus comes to South Africa, says Anita. Oh, ye of little faith. Dreams of Miley are good for you. Keep on imagining, you never know. You want to drag Miley to Palm Court of all places, says Una Guida. That's funny. Why all the has-beens, Charmaine? Michelle Pfeiffer's not a has-been. Michelle Pfeiffer's not a has-been. Miley Cyrus not a has-been. Britney Spears. She's still producing content. She does little dances for me on Instagram every day. She does dances. No electricity. What else here? No chance, says Anita. Zero chance. Everyone says zero chance. Airline investigation programs are interesting to watch. I used to work for an international airline a while ago. Thank you, Elaine. Miley virus, says somebody. I mean, horrible. It's been nasty. It's been nasty, man. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. A handful of people pressed the like button. Handful of people pressed the love button. Handful of people pressed the ha-ha button. Those are our true friends. The rest are enemies of the state of London.
I'm so scared to push the ha-ha button.
Tonya went to Facebook jail. What I didn't tell you when
I'm in Facebook jail.
She's in Facebook. When you press the heart button, you can't press it like a machine gun. You can't go like that, because when you get about that, Facebook says you're a computer in China somewhere, so you're banned. And then you go to Facebook jail. So you've got to be strategic. You got to press the heart like that. that like Morse code. Then you don't go to Facebook jail. Tonya,
When I think you're a bot, Tonya.
Tonya landed up in. She landed up
I'm
in
in Facebook jail, guys, because of Tom.
Did you ask him?
It's okay.
She
No.
pressed the heart button too many
I've
times.
got another 3 weeks to serve.
3 weeks of her sentence, and then Zuckerberg comes and lets her out. Gwen says Britney Spears is
ridiculous.
cooked. I don't think Britney's cooked. I baked, maybe.
She is cooked.
That's
She
fine.
is good.
You know I like them mad. I love the mad ones. She'll fit in just fine, yeah.
You always have.
She can do her dances in the... I reckon Britney would go to Freden Park Super Spa.
Yeah, no worries.
Britney for sure would go, hey.
She would have a meltdown.
shoes, nothing. I could get her there.
Shoes.
But everyone
No,
reckons
she-
Miley Cyrus, she won't go. I wouldn't be able to get her to the pound court, even if we're buying pot course for our Londolozi trip. Londolozi trip. Oh, man.
That's
Okay.
funny.
So listen, the good news is we are going to be in, what's today? Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days to go before Gina Lee goes for her first proper private consultation and
I
checkup.
was about to ask about that. That's fantastic. Congratulations,
Yeah,
team.
that's Friday, and I'll be going with. We're trekking off to Pretoria, Tonya, and we're going to go see some doctors there. Well, they're not doctors in Pretoria, they're doctors. They're doctors elsewhere, but in Pretoria it's doctor, not doctor.
Dokter,
Dokter.
dokter.
Dokter. Wat sê dokter van hierdie ding hier wat op my kop groei? Kyk daar, net agter my oor.
Tom, I think you need a rest.
I think I need a holiday.
Definitely.
Are you sure they're doctors and not udokotela?
No, doctors, not doctors. Oh, man. Well, yeah. Listen, if you want to finance your car, the ladies you want to chat to are the ladies at Suzuki Rivonia and Suzuki Kyalami. The Suzuki Kyalami, Suzuki Rivonia got really great FNI departments. That's finance and insurance. It doesn't cost you extra, contrary to popular belief, to go finance your car at the dealership. They'll look for the best deal for you. Now, to tell you more about the finance at Suzuki Kyalami in Rivonia, please meet the four ladies who run it.
Your dream car deserves a perfect finance deal. Many people think you need a private banker to avoid hidden costs. But that's not true. At Suzuki Kyalami and Suzuki Rivonia, we have competitive rates and no hidden surprises. We partner with the top financial institutions to tailor terms just for you, whether you're financing or paying cash.
Meet Amanda and Tiffany at Rivonia, and Catherine and Maki at Kyalami, your in-dealer finance experts.
Skip the middleman. Your dream car is closer than you think. Contact us today for in-house dealer finance done right.
And those are the ladies who will help you buy your chori. When you go to Suzuki Rivonia, Suzuki Kyalami, tell them Tom sent you. Is there anything else that we need? Is there anything else we need to discuss today?
Yeah, just remember Thursday is public holiday, okay?
I know Thursday and then Friday's back. That's Workers' Day. All right, so Thursday's a public holiday, and I think that's the last one for a while, hopefully.
I think we can actually go back to work after that.
I don't like these public holidays all over the show.
Same, man.
I think we should raise
Same.
the price of electricity, put a 2% VAT increase in place, and kill all the public holidays. That's what I think we should do. I think
Thank you very much.
that will get me voted into power.
And leave the moths alone.
And
Tom.
leave the moths alone,
And
man.
leave Matthew to his own
you very much.
devices.
Okay, from Lisa Frank, somewhere in Johannesburg, I think. We've never actually asked where you live.
And Dunkel.
Dunkeld.
Yep.
From Dunkeld, Johannesburg, there by the Dunkeld West Shopping Centre, where you'll find a number of Fornos cafes. Lisa Frank. Thank you, Lisa.
My God, love ya.
Love you too. From Germiston, Primrose Mountain, high up on the mountain there in Germiston, the only Jameson in Germiston, Alistair.
And don't forget to make it a double. And also, remember, weekly wish, please. Eh?
Yes. Oh, we forgot to do that again. Yeah. Okay.
Again.
Well, we remembered right at the end. And then from Tonya down in Sodwana.
Bye, guys.
AcumenMedia.net. She was giving us the stats on the stories today. AcumenMedia.net. They monitor brands and trends and names and companies and products so that you don't have to, just like that. Okay, baby hearts, everybody, baby hearts. I'm Tom London, and I miss you already, really. I'll catch you soon.
Oh, I love
Thursday. It was Thursday. It's another date. You and me and our dysfunctional friends and family. Until then, have a lekker. Well, it's kind of like a holiday week, isn't it? I think it's like a holiday week. This show is brought to you by Suzuki Rivonia, the home of happy customers.